Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Angry Wookie Show. I'm your host, Angry Wookie. Today, I just wanted to talk about. Well, I'm testing my computer's camera to see how the video quality is. So I thought I'd talk about a small topic, something about me. And this is a question I've gotten by a few people who have seen my streams, and particularly some of the guys at work. So I thought I'd answer some of the questions. First question. Wookie, why do you wear that hat? Well, to tell you the truth, I didn't start wearing this hat. I actually just wore a simple Star Wars hat, or actually, that's one's in my truck. I didn't actually start wearing anything Wookiee related for a long time. I had a sweatshirt, but I hated streaming in that. It was absolutely miserable, especially on a hot day. But I'm strolling through, Amazon. I'm like, okay, I want something that's going to liven up my stream a little bit. I want something that will, speak to the masses, speak to people saying, hey, that's Wookiee. Something that would illustrate my personality in a way. And so I'm strolling through Amazon, and I'm looking at some shirts, and some of it says, let the Wookiee win, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't want just another meme. I don't want something that someone already created. I wanted something that would say me. Something that I would be known for. Something that, I can't come up with any other word for it. I was looking for something that would scream at people. And so I'm scrolling through, and trust me, the hat was not my immediate first choice. I found a Wookiee suit for like $200, and I'm thinking to myself, maybe, just maybe. But then I'm thinking, that's just going to be a pain in the butt to put on every single day, every single time I want to stream or make a video. And I was even thinking about using onesies. Yeah, believe it or not, I was thinking about it. Like the old kids PJs where you zip up the back and you're in one full suit. But then I thought that was kind of weird. So I'm scrolling through and I see this hat. I'm like, I think that's it. So I went ahead and got it on Amazon. And I tried it out one day. And just had it on my hat. I had it on my head, me being my usual self. And I garnered 8 followers that day. This was back when I was just on Twitch. I was always been meaning to do YouTube. I've been inspired by people who do YouTube, but my friend Austin was the one who really got me going on it. I saw everything he was doing and how much it meant to him, and it just inspired me to do it. Okay, you gotta do this, Wookiee. You gotta do it. So I started trying to create my thumbnail. I started going and trying to create I already had my border, my background, as you guys can see. Even though I may change that at some point, right now I'm just going to leave it as is. But after my first video, you guys can go ahead and see it. I was... Let me explain something about that video. I think I already explained it on one of my streams, but let me explain it. I wanted to create a trailer for my video. Something that people who are new to my streams. Sorry, I didn't mean to stick my tongue at you. People who are new to my streams who wanted to know a little bit more about me and actually see me. So I made that video. But the problem was I didn't have a computer. Nope. And I'll get to that in a minute. So, only camera I had available to me was my phone. And I've seen people on YouTube use their phones. I'm like, okay, this ain't gonna be hard. Boy, was I wrong. That one video took me about 40 takes. And that was only a minute. I think it was like a minute 50. 50 takes. Because I'm balancing my phone. You guys probably can't see my hand, but I am balancing my phone on my arm of my chair for stability. And try and angle it so you guys can see my collection behind me. And I also get to the collection in a minute too. But it was not easy. For me, it wasn't, because I just couldn't get my words out. Not like I am doing now. It was just so frustrating that I was having to balance with that camera, angle it, and constantly worry about my phone even jittering. So I didn't. To me, I'm always the hardest critic on myself. And I think you kind of have to be. If you're going to make content, you have to be a good judge of character. You have to be a critic of yourself. And I made the video finally. I'm like, okay, you know what? This is it. We're done. We're going to go ahead and just go ahead and post it and hope all is well. And I'm surprised at how many views it's already gotten. I keep on checking it, and I see people, like 5 people within the first, I think it was like 24 hours, had watched it. And I am so warmed by it. So I guess we can go ahead and talk about my collection. So I wanted to, just like my hat, I wanted to create a background for you. You know, something that would really say who I am. And more importantly, I think it's important that if you're going to go into YouTube, you find out who you are. That you find a way of expressing yourself. And me getting these collectibles was a way of expressing myself. Like if you look on my right side here, I have a little tiny thing of Cuphead. I love that game. Even though I haven't beaten it, it's still fun just to pick up and play and just let loose. It is fun. I highly, highly recommend you guys checking it out. Even if you guys don't buy it, at least go watch it on YouTube or watch it on, the trailer they have for it. It is a really fun game. And especially, you just don't find many games out there with that kind of art style. My favorite game to play, aside from Cuphead, was Sly Cooper. And that game is now, oh God, I don't even know how long that series has been going on. But it's only been going on, it only has 4 games. But that is because, I think their name is Suzaku, decided not to do the license again. And it was one of my favorite games to play, and I'll tell you why. Because I love the comic book art style. It is absolutely beautiful to behold. And it amazes my mind that people can just draw. Now, granted, like 90% of all video games have to be drawn. Like even God of War had to be drawn. But it still blows my mind when we take a concept that was just on a piece of paper and put it onto a video game just as it was drawn. Instead of like, okay, this is kind of what we want. Okay, we're going to put it that way. No, I like it when it's like literally jumps off the paper. So that's one of the reasons I love Cuphead so much, even though it's so punishing, so hard, and I'm not. It still draws me back. Still love playing it. So like I said, if you look at my right side, you can see Gundams. Aside from the Cuphead, I have my favorite Gundams throughout the whole Gundam series. I have the Wing Gundam from the Endless Waltz. I have Burning Gundam, and I have the Shining Gundam right next to that. And then I have Death Scythe, which I don't think you can see Death Scythe if I'm looking at my video correctly. I have a little Wookiee, and I have a big one over there, but I'm not going to rotate my laptop to it. I love Fairy Tail. Interesting story is my friend Austin and I were talking about anime. He sent me a few listings on Facebook, and he said, you should really try this out. And I said, sure, if you watch this. And there's one anime I haven't watched yet. It's called Devil's Part-Time. And I just haven't gotten around to it. Like right now, on Netflix, I'm watching Star Trek, the original Captain Kirk Star Trek, and I'm finding it very fun to watch. But I watched Fairy Tail, and I couldn't get enough. Like, I watched every episode on Netflix I could get my hands on. And it ended at the Fantasia Festival. I'm like, I want to know what goes on. What happens next? And so I went out and I bought them. I bought almost every single season. I think I'm missing a few, but I love Fairy Tail. It is very, very reminiscent of some of the other animes I love. Like, just for instance, Dragon Ball Z and Rave Master. But that's the reason why I had on that section. I mean, I'm planning on putting more anime figurines behind me as soon as I can find some. On my other side, well, you can see one anime character there. That's little Goku. Right next to that is my gaming section. Oh, and Big Goku above him. And Mega Man. You gotta have your Mega Man. It was my favorite childhood TV show. I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning just to watch it. It was awesome. Of course, right next to that was Power Rangers. But if you can see, I have the God of War figurine statue. And interesting story. You guys on YouTube don't know this, but that was my very first one. That was my very first collector's edition. Like, if you look and you can actually see the ghost that came with the Destiny collector's edition, I was actually, I got that from I think it was a posting on Facebook or something. But I didn't pay, like, I think the price back at that time was like $200 some. I didn't pay for that. I just went out and paid like $40. But that God of War was my first collector's edition. And it was so exciting because I would see, like, I used to go into GameStop and I would see these people walking out with like these big, big boxes, and I was like wondering what that was. And finally I figured it out. I asked, like, what are you carrying right there? What is that? And he's like, oh, that's my collector's edition. I'm like, what is it? What's the difference? Why is it $89 or why is it $150? He says, well, usually collector's edition. And he went through it. I'm like, oh, that's cool. So but I couldn't afford it back then. So when I finally found a good job and I wanted to invest in that, so I went ahead and did that. And I feel proud of it. That my collection is something I feel honestly proud of. If you look on this side next to my windowsill, you can see my Crash Bandicoot figurine. And I gotta tell you, I love Crash Bandicoot. I didn't even know there was a figurine a statue for it. I keep on saying figurine, I don't know why. But I was watching a YouTuber and he had that on his shelf. So I'm like, I love that. So I went and looked it up, and I found one. So I bought it, and I've never taken it out of the package. I also have the Millennium Falcon, the Mass Effect Normandy, right underneath that, and my two favorite characters from one of my favorite video games next to Sly Cooper was Onimusha, and there is Makoichi and Jubei Yagyu. And above that, you can obviously. I don't even think I need to tell you what that green helmet is, but I will say it anyway. It's Master Chief's. Maybe one of these days, like when I'm playing Halo, and I'll put it on instead of my hat, my Wookiee hat. But the funny thing is, like, I actually have a picture of it on, I think, on Facebook, and even on my phone, of me wearing it. But my beard is so long that it actually hangs out. I have to tuck my beard in just to wear it. So it's kind of funny, but I love it. I also have some more mixed, a little bit of a mix. Like I have my Goku figurine mixed with my gaming stuff. And there's what you see there. I don't think you can see all of it from my camera. But that's the 4 figurines you get with the Apocalypse Edition. And that was funny. Is I go into GameStop to pick up my edition. Like, no big deal. Just picking up my edition, right? Well, apparently, I don't think I'm the only one in America or the world who bought it. But just in my county, like, there was, he even searched it, there was no one who ordered it within like 150 miles or something like that. And I was the only one picking it up. I was the only one who ordered it. And I was a little bit disappointed. Like, I was ecstatic. The guy even took a picture of how big it was. Like, if I stood up right now, it'd be like under my shoulders. And I was excited. I was like, yeah. And then I got to Fury. And I'm like, my heart almost sank down. I was so upset. I get Fury and I get her. She's fine. I should say, she was crafted correctly. She was well detailed. But her weapon is what caused the problem. It was improperly packaged. And I was not the only one who had this issue. I don't know how many people, but there was not a small amount of people, because I'm taking it out of the box and everything. I'm not even being that rough with it. And I take it out of the packaging, the bag, and it was in 2 pieces. And people were like, oh, just go call THQ. And the number, I don't know if I had the right number, but every time I dialed the number, it either said number not in service or something like that. So I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to be creative. So I clipped two of the parts to it, little blades. And then I filed it down really good. And I put it in her other hand. So she has one whip and another whip. In my opinion, she looks really cool. So I made I took a bad situation and made it good. My computer. I told you guys I would talk about that. So the reason I went out and I had to get a new computer was, well, I bought an Alienware. And this is going back to when I was in high school. So we're going back a little bit. When I was in high school, everyone and their Aunt Tilly wanted one. I'm sorry, everyone in my high school everyone who was wanted a computer, like a gaming PC. They wanted Alienware. I made my computer camera jiggle a little bit. Sorry. Didn't mean to cause you seasickness. Uh, I do apologize if that did happen. But I couldn't afford it. I mean, those computers were like $2,000 to $4,000 just to buy one, and I'm like, we couldn't do it. I couldn't afford it. So my first computer was a gateway, just a standard gateway. I was so happy, and after a while, it just stopped functioning. So I got to a point where I was at a job. I had money coming in. I'm like, okay, we went to get it now, and I wasn't expecting anything. And I saw an Alienware laptop. So I went with them, and we financed it, and I paid it off, and I loved it. I loved every moment of it. It was one of my favorite possessions. Like, I was anal about it, just like I'm going to be anal about this computer. And what ended up happening, which is one of the reasons why I will never buy anything from Dell. Like, I'm pretty sure other people will have a different experience with maybe an Alienware or Dell, but this was my experience. So I got this update for weeks, and you wouldn't even think too much about an update. So I'm like, okay. So I went ahead and did the update. So it's going through its normal thing, and I have it plugged in. There's no shortage of power. There's no flickering lights. The power breaker is still on. Circuit breaker. I meant to say circuit breaker, not power breaker, but you get the idea. I wanted to get this update done, so I let it go, and so I'm going upstairs, making myself some food, and it's about to sit down and eat Netflix. Eat Netflix. Yeah, that's gonna be right. I'm gonna eat Netflix. I was about to watch Netflix and eat some food, and I look over and it's black. I'm like, oh, okay, it's probably rebooting. So I watch my show, and it's like almost an hour long. I'm like, still, it shouldn't be all rebooting. So I went ahead and watched another episode, and I'm like, okay, this is starting to worry me. So I paused my show, and I tried to turn it on. Like, I didn't even try to turn it on. I just tapped like enter or the power button, which sometimes if it falls asleep, it'll go back to normal. And I didn't. I tried everything, and I couldn't get it to work. And I called Dell. I had to use my mom's tablet to figure it out, and figure out their number. And I called them up. I'm like, hi. I even researched, make sure this update came from them. It was not like some hacker or someone who came into my account and gave me a false update. No, it was from them. And I said, hey, my computer's not working. It was working just fine before I did this update, and I gave them the code, whatever it said. And the guy on the phone basically said, we would have to bring it in. We would have to mail it to me. And this was like a tail end of my warranty. And they said, yeah, we'll fix it, but it'll cost you $400. Well, I shouldn't say it was on my warranty, because they would fix it without charging you. They said, it'll cost you about $400. I'm like, you kidding me, right? It's like, no, sir. So your update came to my computer, and your update broke my computer, because it was working just fine, no problems before I did the update. So you guys broke my computer? And he says, yes, sir, we broke your computer. Yeah. And so you want me to pay you? So I was like, you want me to pay you $400 to fix it? He's like, yeah. I was like, well, I have to weigh my options. So we ended up calling some other guy that we actually trust, and he fixed my computer. And Everything was fine, working good, just like nothing happened. So what ended up happening was my computer got corrupted because there was a power. Something happened with the power and it corrupted the computer, and he was able to fix it. Now, sadly, this was not able to be fixed. Our whole city. I live in a village of Stock. I live in a village, and in where I live, we got a flood, big one, and I'm like, I'm at work, and it was funny at work too. Like my number one job was to pick up the water, which was like impossible. It was like trying to stem the tide of Niagara. There was no way, you know. And I remember one of the coworkers, Virginia. She's like, "You gotta put more towels on the door," because the water was coming right through the door, right down the door. It was coming into the break room. It was just absolute chaos. And I'm like, Virginia, what are you doing? Because she was hanging the towels over the door and trying to close it. And I'm like, those towels are going to get absolutely soaking wet within seconds. Why are you doing that? And she's like, well, we had to do something. I'm like, we are doing something. We are picking up the water as it comes down, but what you're doing is creating a bigger problem, a bigger mess, something I'm gonna have to deal with. And it turns out I did. And the moment I opened that door, I was just like soaked from one side down, and it was just absolutely miserable. And so finally, my shift ended. I wish I would have said I'd work longer, you know, because by the time I left, it was still pouring, and oh man, all the road all the way to my house was flooded, and it almost destroyed my old truck. And I get home, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna sit home, let the rain pass. I'm off work. I'm gonna go drink some soda, eat some food. Nope. It didn't happen. Our whole basement flooded. I'm like, okay, my computer's fine. I figured my computer's fine. Nope. What ended up happening was the outlet surged and fried my motherboard. So now I know better not than to plug it into a wall. So that's the story behind why I did not have a computer. And why I now have an MSI. From the moments I've had and been working around on it, I love it. It is absolutely amazing. And I'm not a huge computer guy. I don't know the first darn thing about a computer. I don't. People were telling me how great. I was asking, I'm like, hey, I'm shopping around for a computer. What would you guys recommend? He says, well, are you going to build it or are you going to buy it? I'm like, I'm just going to probably go buy it. But I would like to have a good PC. He says, well, what's your price? I don't care about the price. Just let me know what you guys think. He says, well, an MSI would be a pretty good bet. And so I'm like, oh, okay. So I did some research on MSI. I'm like, okay. And I went ahead and got one. And I love it. Plus, I love, from everything I hear, is their customer service is great. I don't know what else I could talk about. I'm just right now. I'm just kind of rambling right now, because I'm just testing out the camera. Um, Streams. Oh, let's talk about streams for a second. So, I've been doing three. I already have 3 streams on my channel. So, grand total 4 videos total. I'm still new to doing videos. I'm still new to doing streams. So I'm not new to streams. I'm new to doing streams on YouTube. I'm still learning the curves as they were, but I think I'm learning them admirably. But one of the things I found that was very successful on my Twitch channel is I did seasonal streams. So that means I would come up with something to play depending on the holiday. So let's say it's Thanksgiving. So I don't want to play a game where I'm going to be... I want to be festive. So I try to play something more relaxed on Thanksgiving. If it's Christmas, I try to play something that's probably funny. Humorous. On Halloween, obviously, what I would normally do on Twitch, I don't know if I can do that on YouTube, but we'll try, is I will play horror games. Well, yeah, you can play horror games on Twitch, yeah. But I would play not just any horror games. I play the best. And my personally favorite is Outlast, the first one, not the second one. Sorry, my voice keeps on giving. But I also love playing Doom. I mean, that is just a nice horror game to play because it's just fun to play. Shooting demons, it's fun. I also played. What was funny is I've tried playing Alien Isolation once, and I died ridiculously easily. Like the first time I died repeatedly was when an alien was chasing me down. Couldn't even get to the tram. It just dot, and I had replay. And I'm like, okay, I'm done. And I go back to GameStop. I'm like, okay, you know what? I want to play it. I want to beat it. And I'm glad I did. I liked the game. But I also... Now, see, my problem with zombie games is there's too many. There's just too darn many zombie games. I'm not the only one that feels this way. I feel the same way about Call of Duty. There's just too many. There's too much. It's like the first time zombie games were around, it was awesome. But now they come out with one every year or every 2 years, and it's just ridiculous at this point. It's oversaturated. And it takes a lot for me to get into a zombie game. But there are at least 2 that I will play. Resident Evil. I like Resident Evil 4, but I love the originals. I haven't played those since the original PlayStation. And so right now I have actually Resident Evil Buyers. I just went out and bought that. And Last of Us, because I love the take to put on it. Because it's an actual disease. It's not like, oh, well, we're going to design a disease that looks blue. And someone's going to... Oops. It's an actual disease. Even though, I mean, it kind of scares you because whatever this thing did evolve to this, how would humanity react? I love it. But like, I really don't do Easter because, in my opinion, there's just not any Eastery games. So I just roll that in with like any other month for streams or any other video game stream. Oh, lost my train of thought. I've been talking for like nearly 35 minutes, guys. um, but I find this something like this very refreshing, very therapeutic. And that was the first words that came out of my mouth when I was on Twitch. I'm like, my first time actually streaming, I'm like, no one was there. I had no one. I was just streaming for hours and I was talking for hours. I'm like, this is very therapeutic. You don't need to go to a therapist. I'm talking. I'm expressing. you know. But I like the fact that I started on Twitch. In my opinion, I love it because it really prepared me for YouTube. It got when I was first starting on Twitch, I was really, really tight-lipped. Like even if you go ahead and ask my buddy Austin, he can tell you that when he first met me, I was shy. I was so concerned, and I still am, but I don't let it rule me. Like I would say something and I would get immediately embarrassed, or I would say something and same thing, we'd retreat. And I've learned to open up more. I've learned to take things not so seriously. I've learned not to stress about what about the words I say. I just select them. I learned to select my words more carefully, and that was what I'm thankful to Twitch for. Since we're talking about Twitch, let me talk about it. Why I'm probably going to be going full on YouTube once I have everything taken care of. What is that entitled? Taken care of. I have my gaming laptop, which is great. I'm happy for it, but I need my desktop. I need my desktop, and I won't be able to get that for a while. And I won't be able to get a video capture card until a bit after that too. And if I can figure out how to use a video capture card and OBS and all that jazz, I'll definitely be streaming on my Xbox. I'll be streaming my N64. I'll be streaming my PlayStation 3, my PS2, if I can get the games to work. I would love to stream like all my original Xbox games. I have one that's really good. I don't even think anybody remembers it. It's called Stranger World. I think it's called Stranger Outworld. I think. I love that game. It was fun. Instead of traditional guns and ammo, everyone else uses guns, but no, you use critters to get your bounties and capture everybody. And it was extremely punishing. Ooh. Well, it was extremely punishing for me. It was one of my first, aside from like Ratchet and Clank, was like one of the shooters that I really fell in love with, and I haven't seen a shooter with that kind of story in a long time. What else? I mean, I've already almost talked for 40 minutes. I guess we might as well go for an extra few minutes. So let's see. What have we talked about already? We've talked about my collection. We talked about my computer. Why I needed another one. We talked about my inspiration to get going on YouTube. We talked about my games. We talked about my collection. We talked about everything, really. Trying to think what else I can talk to you guys about for the next minute. A minute and 50 seconds. Oh, I guess I can talk about this. Please, guys, please. do me a big favor and comment on my videos. I don't care if it's a stream video or a video like this one, even though it's very long. Please, 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 I beg of you, please comment. Let me know how I'm doing. I want to know. I want to improve. I want you guys to be brutally honest. I mean, heck, if you guys even make me cry with your honesty, I will appreciate it. I want to know how I'm doing. I need to know. And I think that's the best way. I'm like, how am I supposed to, how can I improve for you guys if I don't know what I'm doing wrong? Like, let's say I keep scratching my head the wrong way. And you guys find that weird. You're like, hey, can you stop scratching your head? Like, oh, sure, no problem. If my videos look like crap, please let me know, and I'll say, okay, I'll work on that. Although I think my video quality will have to take a back burner for a while because I don't have the money to go get the equipment. Or if I'm not talking enough, or my humor is dry, anything, let me know so I can improve. And for all of you guys who came to this new to this channel, I want to welcome you. You guys are what make, I had an old saying when I was on Twitch. Thank you so much for watching my video. Without you guys, I'm just a guy with a controller. And the same thing applies. I'm just a guy in front of a camera. Without you guys, without you viewers, there would be no YouTuber. There would be no one, no Twitch streamer. There would be nobody without you guys. We can talk into a camera. We can play a game for hours. But you guys are what makes our channel. You guys are what makes this worth doing. And I love doing it. Like, I've watched YouTubers, I've watched Twitch streamers, and I thought it was the most awesome thing. But I always said to myself, I'm never going to be able to do that. I can't do that. But until I did my first video, I was like, this is amazing. I can do this. And I think that's how, one of the things about my YouTube is I just said it to myself, I can't do this. I can't be a YouTuber. And more and more stories kept on coming out that actually scared me. And like I said, it wasn't really till my friend Austin started doing his YouTube channel. He started messaging me even on my Twitch account. He's like, hey, would you give me shout outs? And I gave him shout outs. I still have his posted his link on my channel. And it made me, I said it earlier in this video, it made me in awe of how well he was doing. And I'm like, I need to get my stuff together, So I started grinding down. I've started, like, I've always said all this, but, yeah. If you guys love, so it's almost the 45 minutes, guys. I don't want you guys watching this for a whole hour. You guys don't even have to watch the whole video. But I will wrap things up here. If you guys watched a full 45-minute video, thank you so much. And I'm so sorry that you guys listened to me rabble on for 45 minutes. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys love this video, please hit that like button. Also, subscribes help. If you guys want to see more videos, click that subscribe button. I'm gonna get better saying that, I swear. Also, as I said before, comment down below. Also, if I'm playing a video game, guys, you guys are free to request one. I'll see if I have it in my collection. If not, I will try to get it for you. Just note that if I say no, not at the moment, it is with a lot of reason. But I do have a fairly good collection. If you guys want, I can. You guys can message me on a comment, and I'll just say, oh, sure, I'll give you a list. And you guys can go ahead and choose from any one of those lists. Now, granted, I cannot play anything aside from PlayStation. Like I said, I don't have the equipment for Xbox yet because they don't have a YouTube app. Yeah. So again, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys like this video, please give it a like. If you guys want to see more content, go ahead and click that subscribe button, as well as hit that notification button to be notified of any future videos or streams. Until then, till the next time, guys, I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.